It's your number one indie radio chick, Tonya B, and I want you to join me every Friday and Saturday, 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and Saturday at noon Eastern Time for The Bird Wire. It is hands down, bar none, the undisputed home of the best new and classic indie music. I've got new indie tracks from every corner of the globe. R&B, Southern Soul, clean hip-hop, and even a splash of smooth jazz. So come on, get in, get on, and get heard. Come fly with your girl on The Bird Wire, right here on the Castropolis Podcast Network.
The next time you drive through Central Georgia, we've got a radio station we think you'll love. We're Magic 100, playing all of the songs you grew up with. You'll find us at 100.1 FM. That's 100.1. On I-75, you can tune us in from the north at Locust Grove and from the south when you get to Perry. 100.1 FM. Classic soul hits. Magic 100.
This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 184. This is the G Podcast. Yes, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea from the one and only Tonya B. And we're calling this week's episode American Heat for good reason. It's hot. America, it is hot. Literally and figuratively, a whole lot of folks are under fire, and we'll talk about it all, or most of it. We'll try to get to it all. And the Newsmaker crew is here with Talib and Vi. Tonya B has your tea, and I'll try to let you know if there's anything left to watch with the writers and actors strike going on in Hollywood. We'll talk about it. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 184. Let's go ahead and get into it with news with Syracuse Mike. Mike, what you got?
News team, assemble!
Time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
The mayor of Georgia City was arrested this weekend. South Fulton Mayor Khalid Kamau was booked into the Fulton County Jail for criminal trespass and burglary. According to a police report, a homeowner received a surveillance notification that someone was walking onto his property just before 7 a.m. Saturday. The homeowner encountered the mayor and held him at gunpoint until authorities arrived. Kamau claims he thought the property was abandoned and was interested in buying it. After being released on bond, all he could say was he was treated well by Fulton jail personnel.
I do want to thank the South Fulton Police and the staff and officers at Rice Street for their courteous and professional service throughout the day today. That's it.
The Northeast has been battling Mother Nature with more rain than they can handle. One person was killed in New York's Hudson Valley as she was trying to leave her home. In Vermont, heavy rain and high winds caused flooding and power outages. Vermont Governor Phil Scott.
We have not seen rainfall like this since Irene, and in some places it will surpass even that.
The hardest hit areas in the state include the Green Mountains in southern and central counties. Now, Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville says white nationalists are racist. That about-face comes after earlier exchanges with reporters in which he continued to insist that was not the case, and a matter of opinion. Tuberville has been in the news recently for primarily blocking a large number of confirmations in an attempt to stop a Defense Department policy that helps service members and their families get access to abortions. The exchanges between Republican lawmakers and FBI Director Christopher Wray were at times tense and heated as he addressed questions and accusations that the FBI pursues a political agenda. At Wednesday's hearing on the Hill, Wray also dismissed a bizarre conspiracy theory that was pushed by some Republicans and former Fox News host Tucker Carlson.
This notion that somehow the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and agents is ludicrous and is a disservice to our brave, hardworking, dedicated men and women.
The White House has been vocal and against efforts to block money for some FBI programs. They have joined the writers, and now Hollywood actors are also on strike. This is the first time in 63 years that both actors and writers have been on strike simultaneously. The president of the SAG-AFTRA union is Fran Drescher, best known as TV's The Nanny. Her message about the studios?
They plead poverty, that they're losing money left and right when giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their CEOs.
The union wants basic pay increases, more money from streaming, and protections from the use of artificial intelligence. The strike means those few TV shows and movies that were still in production following the writer's strike are now all shut down. The FDA has approved the contraceptive O-pill for over-the-counter sales, making it the first birth control pill available in the U.S. without a prescription. The pills are expected to go on sale at major retailers early next year. There will be no age restrictions. Over the weekend, the forecast calls for record high temperatures in California, Nevada, Arizona, Florida, Texas, Idaho, and Oregon. Phoenix hit 110 degrees for the fourth consecutive day on Thursday, and Las Vegas is set to break a record this weekend as the forecast calls for a high temperature of 118 degrees. It's all because the southwest part of the country is dealing with a heat dome. That happens when a persistent region of high pressure traps the heat.
Appreciate the headlines, Mike. Newsmaker crew is here. Yes, Shaz, give it up for the one and only Talib Shabazz in the building. Yes. Talib is in the building. What's up, Talib?
Everything's
Vi,
good,
the country commentator, is back. What is up, Vi?
Glad to be here.
I told him he got his Ed Reed hat on, feeling it.
I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. He taking country commentator to a whole new level. Give it up, y'all. No, it's not, man. It's not. It is stylish, brother. It is stylish.
It looks like vacation. That's what that's
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, I agree with the vacation part.
Oh, you and me both. I got you, bro. I got you. But as we tape this weekend, y'all, it is hot. And I mean, like, not like all the news we got, but literally it is hot. One of the strongest high pressure systems ever, and according to CNN, is in the region. Close to 100 records could fall as we tape this weekend. There have been more than, get this, 1,000 high temperature records have been broken since June. Wow. And you currently have more than 90 million people under heat alert in the U.S. It's amazing. And just kind of give you an example, if you're in Vegas, if you're a Vegas resident, they're telling people in Vegas to avoid going out between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. And yeah, can you get that? Can you imagine?
That's a whole work day. That's a whole day. Stay in. Don't go out.
Stay in the casinos, eat the buffet, and play.
Yeah, exactly.
But in Vegas, they're facing 117 to 120 degree highs. And the lows in most of these areas are remaining in the 90s. So it doesn't go below the 90s at night. California, Death Valley is the hottest place in the world sometimes. Mm-hmm. And Death Valley is expected to do about 130.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like Iraqi deployment weather.
That's what I'm talking about. You've been there, Vi.
Yes.
So I'm just saying it is not safe in these areas to be out and about. So, in other news, I'm going to move on and we'll come back and talk a little bit about the weather. But in other news this week, the South Fulton mayor, and this has gone national. We're dealing with this because we're in the Atlanta area. We're in Georgia, but the South Fulton mayor, Khalid Kamal, was arrested for criminal trespass and burglary, from last week. So, but it covers everything we're talking about this week. And, let me say this, and I don't want to disparage the mayor. He's a young guy, younger than I am. But as an older brother, when I heard him talking and giving his excuse, I'm the kind of guy, I was a manager and also just having friends. You remember how your friends would call you to bail you out of jail? And they have done some stupid shit. And the first thing you think when you see them, when you pick them up and bail them out, dude, were you smoking? Were you high? And they say, yeah. So, it's just like, and I'm not making any allegations. I'm not disparaging. I don't want to in any way. But when I'm listening to this, that excuse, it reminded me of my friends of because I was always the designated driver, So when I asked them, when they did some stupid shit and I had to get them out, it just reminded me, dude, you saw the house, you liked the house, so you just decided to go in the house. Okay. But anyway, I really, because he does good things for the city. And really progressive things for the city. And it's the blackest city in the state. So you want him to do well, Right. And there are a lot of people against him. Yeah, he is. Yeah. A lot of people are asking him to step down, and you know, I hope it all works out. But you know, it's one of those things that keeps adding up. So we'll see how it works out.
Well, that's the worst thing. If that's the worst thing they got on, I wouldn't step down either. That's the worst thing I got on me is doing that.
Well, there's also funny you should say that, because there's also the DA is looking into some mismanagement of funds, apparently with a credit card or some credit card funds. So that's not just it, but you know, things start piling up. So hopefully, you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you updated. But this made national news. Yeah, this was in the New York Post. You know, so we mentioned it for our national audience.
I think that if I could jump in real quick, I think it's politics corrupts. Period. You know, I don't know whether it's, you know, bringing out the inner thief in you to misappropriate funds. I'm not sure if it's, you know, the power that, you know, hey, I have this title so I can do whatever I want, basically. But politics has to be the dirtiest business ever.
Well, you know the saying, you know, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Yes. So it's like, you know, I don't know. We don't know. And all of these are allegations. And these are allegations. He's due his time in court and the investigations have to go through. So all of this is alleged. So go ahead, Vi.
Well, like I said, what he's doing, the allegation would come to the credit card. That's just ignorant. Because every job I've had since in the military and where I work at, I've always had government credit cards. And your number one rule is, before you use that credit card, can my company or my job use what I'm buying? Yeah. If your company and job can't use what you're buying, then don't buy it unless you got written on paper somebody telling you to buy it.
Yep. I'm going to give you an applause. Hey, Vi. And to sum it up, justification. Justification.
Right. And
Talib.
Over 30 years in the business, I've never been in trouble for misused funds because I followed that number one rule.
There you go. Talib, go ahead. Last word on this, and we'll move. Go ahead.
Man. Yeah, it's just messed up, bro. It's just messed up. You know, because again, we want to see younger people in politics. We want younger people to feel like they're part of the solution and get involved. But, you know, this is just, I mean, did you hear the interview as he's being led away in the police car?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why, I mean, again, we go back to the fact that, you know, all these charges and everything, it's alleged, you know, and he's going to have his day in court. But, you know, it's the city of South Fulton, I think they're growing weary because now this is making national news and they're starting to look bad. So there's a growing opposition to him, even though he has supporters. But, you know, we'll keep you posted. Real quick, you know, we mentioned the heat. Not only do you have the heat, but you got the floods going on in the Northeast, which is, you know, people are losing lives. And Chicago, you had a tornado like near O'Hare Airport. So it's just the weather is just out of control. Yes, tornado in Chicago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, Tommy Tuberville continues to be Tommy Tuberville in Alabama. You know, I gotta go when I go. And first of all, I gotta say this, because we have people in Birmingham who listen to the show. We have people in Mobile. We have people in Alabama. I plead with y'all, please go vote this guy out of office. There's no reason why he should be representing you. There's no reason why he should be representing you. I'm not going to it. You heard Mike's report. Okay. You know what he said. He said what he said. And it's documented. So my point is, there's no reason why, if you are black in Alabama, that you should be casting a vote for Tommy Tuberville. Period. Exactly. No matter if he coached Auburn, don't nobody care. That's over. And it's sad that these coaches like this even had a chance to coach black players.
That's what I want to say.
It's unfortunate. Go ahead, Vi.
That is sad to know that this man was actually coaching black players. So that tells you he never cared about the players. Yep. It's what you can do for me. So what they should, I guess I can say, look at the kids that he coached up in them and see what they're saying and what have they done with their life besides baseball.
So true. It's sad that we have these kind of coaches, especially when you look at the South. And even, you know, and I'm not going to go into it, but even when you look at what's going on at Northwestern, with some of the racist allegations that are going on at Northwestern outside in Evanston, Illinois, you know. So, I mean, it's not just restricted to the South. You know, a lot of this mentality kind of permeates the South. I mean, it goes beyond the South.
But the Supreme Court said there's no racism in the world no more.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny.
Go ahead, Talib. Go ahead.
You know, I just think that it's funny how all of these people who are in these trusted positions are having their fall from grace. Because, you know, also in the news this week was the I can't remember my man's name, the gymnastics coach. Who got Larry something or other, who got you know, busted for, you know, sexual misconduct, you know, got shanked.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, again, it's a power thing, you know, and it shows with the mayor, it shows with Tuberville, it shows with the gymnastics coach. These people, it shows with the all the politicians that we have currently in this Congress, Supreme Court. Everybody is power hungry right now, and it's like, yo, that. It's probably the power that they're grasping at, you know, basically shits on the people who are underneath them and does not elevate them any higher. So it's like, so we're not even talking about a tangible power. You know, power, I mean, just to say that I want power it can't quantify it.
Yeah,
you know, nobody is saying what the real definition of power is. But these people are just taking advantage, and it's, you know, it's past time for this to stop.
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of that power, I mean, we talk about power, and it's amazing with the GOP to hear them talk about the FBI again. You know, the FBI director was in front of the Congress this week. And I'm just here to tell you, I've said it on a past podcast. It's just amazing because black people have always been, you know, going back to Hoover. We've always been saying the FBI, you know, Dr. King. We knew he had files on Aretha Franklin. I mean, the FBI. So we've always, you know, said that the FBI wasn't on the up and up. Now the white folks are saying the FBI, the GOP is saying the white folks. I mean, the FBI is not on the up and up. Because it's just amazing that they're trying to pull these Panther moves. You know, I say, you know, civil rights they sound like a civil rights organization talking about the Panthers. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Because they don't feel safe. Because they feel like if they can take Trump down, then then any of us can go down.
Yeah.
And they all got skeletons in their closet. Anybody who's supporting Trump got skeletons in their closet. Because that's the only reason. Because that got to be the only reason why you would support him, if you got skeletons in your closet.
Yeah, so true.
Because he's so
Hollywood writers. I'm gonna move on to the Hollywood writers' strike. I'll let you come back when we talk about when we wrap everything up. But the Hollywood writers' strike. You know, now you have the writers' strike. Now you got the actors on strike. So basically, they want pay increases. They want more money from streaming and protection from AI. And so pretty much all we're going to get until this is over for the most part are, you're going to get the reruns. You're going to get the shows that have already been done. Yeah. And you're going to get basically reality TV. You know,
watch Tubi.
Watch Tubi.
Tubi. Y'all saying it wrong. Y'all saying Tubi. I'm saying the way the country commentator people say it. The country commentator people say Tubi.
Lord, let me give him this. All right. All righty.
I was speaking to my people. Right. Tubi. Yeah. I know it's Tubi, but my people say Tubi.
Okay, that's like Pluto.
That's right.
Anyway, I'm gonna say this, y'all, about the strike, and I'll close out because it's part of my big takeaway from the week. But I do think, and I've said this before to y'all, I hope the black actors and actresses are getting what they need out of this because, you know, like I said, when, you know, and it's just like the country. I mean, when Hollywood catches a cold, we got bronchitis and on a respirator. So it was interesting to see one of the actors from Insecure got 50 checks, okay, from residuals. Okay. And when he went through all his checks for residual, you know what his total turned out to be? Amount of money? No. $86. Wow. Total. All the residual money. $86. So, $86. And he's one of the guys. He's the last guy who dated Issa Rae. He was from Houston. He's the one, that character on Insecure. And, that speaks to the fact that, we're not doing well. I mean, even though, black movies really make a lot of money, black shows make a lot of money. I mean, typically, most black shows don't lose money. That's just the way it is. Right. Even when you look at movies that go to the theater, we don't get these big budgets. So, we can turn a profit because the budgets aren't that big. So ultimately, I hope that black actors and actresses are looking out for themselves, not just on the front line, fight for everybody else. And then when it comes down to it, when everybody else gets theirs, we go back to the 50 checks, $86. Maybe we get up to $100. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's not acceptable. And a couple of other things, and then we'll wrap up, and I'm going to ask you guys your big takeaway. Over-the-counter pill for birth control is now in effect. FDA is approved. Why didn't they just call it the anti-Nick Cannon? I don't know, but it's
but it's scary. There's no age limit on it.
There's no age limit. Right. Yeah.
No
which is interesting. So that's out. And also, we didn't make this in the headlines. The World Health Organization is red lighting or warning us about aspartame. Yeah. And that's crazy because aspartame, if you eat anything that's sugar-free, from the gum to the sugar-free, like Kool-Aid, anything like that, your kids, anything sugar-free typically has aspartame in it. So now there's reports from the World Health Organization are saying this, but there are conflicting reports now. So we'll kind of have to wait to see how this turns out next week. But just FYI, it's going to be interesting. It will really be interesting. Go ahead, Talib. You had something?
Yeah, just the food industry is terrible. Yeah. We've got not only do we have the aspartame, but we've got lab-grown meat now being approved by the FDA for restaurants, and retail stores will soon follow. I mean, it's when is enough profit? I know you said that a couple of times on here before, Thomas, but why are you guys going through all of the is cow not enough? Is pig isn't enough? You know what I mean? Like, again, it's kind of, it's what are you doing? Not just aspartame, but there are a lot of chemicals that are found in foods in America that are banned in other countries. So that just goes to show you what America is really all about. So if we money. Yes, exactly. We have to become more self-sufficient. We have to become more self-reliant. There are local farmers that you can go to. Yeah, you might have to go a few more times. You might have to build a network in order to get the food that you need, because the supply doesn't necessarily meet the demand when you go to these smaller farmers. But at least you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? It's just that the whole mind of profit over people is getting out of control now. Or maybe it's always been like that. It's just that everything is coming to light.
I want to say this, before we go to the next story, and then I'm just going to go to y'all for the big story of the week. Your big story of the week, but I will say it's almost like Jurassic Park. Yeah. If you, I'm just going to simplify it and just say, like Jurassic Park, it looks good in the beginning, right? But nature eventually conquers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
God let the dinosaurs die for a reason. We can't coexist with the dinosaurs.
Right.
So a lot of this stuff they're creating, man, is I hate to say it, but some of it might be just going against the natural order, man, and that's why you're seeing some of this.
Against it, and that
you don't know all the sequences, and we don't know everything. That's again, like making the sausage. We don't know everything that goes into the making of this. So I'll say that. Let's come back to it because I got one more story, and then we'll go around the horn.
Okay.
Biden is wiping out $39 billion in debt. And he is. And the way he's doing it is he found a way around all the other things that the Supreme Court said no to, basically by fixing payments inside the broken payment system, historical inaccuracies, and these payment plans. A lot of people have been on for up to 20 years, over 20 years. Yeah. And what his plan is to automatically fix all that. It's going to impact 804,000 people. It's not going to fix the widespread issue that he was attempting to do, that the Supreme Court overruled, but 804,000 people is a good start.
It's a start.
And this is within his constitutional powers to do so. So I'm gonna stop it there, and I'm just gonna go. Let's start with you, Vi, and I'll give you a chance to leave to come back. But what's your big takeaway for the week, Vi?
My big takeaway. I saw this movie, Jack Ryan, and when you look at it, you see the end of it. You see what I'm talking about. Congress, they're crooked, which we've always known to be crooked, but now it's like they're all about money, like Marjorie Greene.
No.
But I'm saying to me, it's on another level.
Okay.
They're all about money. They're putting their needs before the country now and for the people. Like Biden trying to wipe out money, trying to wipe out debt. Okay. She's against it, but she took the benefit. So why she's against it? She took the benefit.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's just crazy to me. Why are we? That is just wrong. Then you got like your man, the guy, what the name, the one that said racist is, he said nationalist is normal. Look at him. He's putting our country at a risk because of his own personal belief.
You mean Tim Scott? Tim Scott.
Not Tim Scott.
Not Tim Scott?
He is the reason why there's so many folks in the military and a higher office can't get their job because he won't pass the bill for the budget.
Oh, Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville.
He's putting the country at risk for his belief about, that ain't got anything to do with the military. He don't want he want them not to support abortion. Yeah. He's trying to tell the military how to do their job. So it's everything. Congress, they're not working for the people anymore. They're just trying to be, it's about money and they want to be right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So will y'all vote for me when I run for the Senate?
Like I said, and another example I want to use, like Mika Maynard. She claims she's for the people. She's never been for the people. Because what poor people are the Democratic is going to send money to private schools. Poor people can't afford to go to the private school. Even if you gave them the money, they don't have a way to get to the private school. So why are we going to send our people to the private school? So that's always been on the agenda. My thing is there should be consequences for this stuff. If she want to do that, fine. Then step down.
Yeah. So true. So
true. And that's, and that says a lot too, because if a person is running on a Democratic ticket and then decides halfway through their term to switch, I totally agree. They need to step down because you are not right. You were not honest.
Right.
You weren't honest. You're a Trojan, like I think you said, a Trojan horse, Thomas.
Trojan horse. That's what it was.
You go in one way, but on the inside, you're just waiting to release other beliefs.
So we're all gonna run for Senate under the Republican ticket.
Mm-hmm. They come out, Trojan horse Democrats.
Once we get our money, though, we gotta get our money first.
What if a president do that? Say, I'm a Democrat, winning, and soon to get in office. 2 years later, I'm a Republican now. Dude, we put you in office as a Democrat, but now you're gonna say you're Republican. No, dude, you can't do that. Step down. You should never do that.
Talib, I'm gonna go to you for the final take, and you can include your comments. For time's sake. Go ahead for your big takeaway for the week. What's your big takeaway?
My takeaway for the week was again, money in politics. Doug Burgum, who's the North Dakota governor, wants to run for president. And because he needs a certain amount of he needs to hit a certain number of donors for his campaign. So his suggestion has been, if you send him as little as $1 for a donation, he will send you back a gift card for $20.
That's crazy.
And people are not looking at this like buying votes. You know, this is. I'm like, what else is there? Why would you support this? I mean, okay, it's good math. You know, you give $1 and you get 19 back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, what is the message that we're sending to the next generation? It's not so much, you know, that's the thing. We do a lot of things and we think that it just affects us. But it doesn't. It affects those who come after us, which are the reason why all these, you know, contracts are so lengthy, because they're trying to prepare for the future. You know, so for this guy to do something like this and think it's okay, I mean, he's a billionaire. So, you know, to throw away $1 million on trying to buy some votes is nothing for him. But but for us, it sets a bad precedence.
It just shows that our country can be bought.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing too. Price, you know, I just wanted to say this, circling back. You know, Fox News was saying that they the way they framed it was that the student loan thing was a student handout. Now, why didn't they say a business handout when they were forgiving PPP loans?
Yeah, so true.
Why didn't they say it was a bank handout when they were saving the banks? Why did they not call it a handout when they were saving the car industry? You know, this is what I'm saying. This propaganda and everything like that, we're at a point where we got to be able to stop it, because they've already taken away the critical thinking from us. If they hadn't, if we had more critical thinkers, then propaganda wouldn't be so bad, because you'd be able to assess it yourself. You know, but it's like, and I can bring it back to, you know, the over-the-counter birth control pill. Yeah. A 12-year-old can go into the store and just buy this without parental supervision, without doctor supervision.
There is no age limit.
Okay, you know, the reason why they're making such a big deal about it, from what I understand, is because they're worried about people not really reading the labels. Who reads the labels? You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna stop. You make a good point, man. I'm gonna stop you there. Absolutely, and it kind of goes to my point, my big takeaway for the week. You know, and this is I kind of add this on the list of damn, am I getting old? You know, this is my damn, I must be getting old, because I can't
make that a segment. We need to make that a segment.
Damn, I must be getting old. But I can't believe we're having conversations about a former president with 3738 charge indictment and more pending, leading his party in the polls, and asking all these cases be postponed until after the election. I can't believe we're even why are we, what? I mean, am I getting old? Because it's just, to me, you know, it's just back in the day, this wouldn't even have been, you know, I don't even think it would have been reported, but it's just amazing to me, you know. Yeah, that's my point. So that's on my list of, damn, I must be getting old. Because there's just so much. I mean, absolutely. The things that you're talking about, Talib, it just seems to me, you know, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we wouldn't even be having these conversations about a lot of the shit we're talking about now. It's just amazing the level of just, you know, this would be a fucking Twilight Zone episode.
It's bizarro world.
It is bizarro. I mean, I've been saying it, man, for about 10 years that we are living. If you know the cartoons, back to Spider-Man, you know, Bizarro Spider-Man, Bizarro. Superman. There you go.
It was everything was the opposite. So,
everything was the opposite. So we live in an opposite world. We are. Yeah. Love your thoughts. Go to castropolis.net. Choose the people poll. Love your comments. Again, all you have to do is go to castropolis.net. Click the people poll, that orange button, and I'll play you the best back. Again, thank you so much, Talib Shabazz.
Can I say one more thing?
Let me thank Vi. Thank you, Vi. Y'all just ain't gonna let me do this. They ain't gonna let me do this segment on time. But go back to Talib. Go ahead, Talib. Go ahead.
I just want to give want to give a special shout out to a longtime listener and supporter of the show, Miss Regia Shabazz.
Oh man, thank you. Because I know.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out. I was going to do it. Hey, man, thank you. Because, definitely without a doubt, there are a lot of people to thank, but definitely big thanks to the people who definitely help us keep the show going. Yeah. And she's one of them, without a doubt. And thank you for reminding me. Thank you for saying that in this segment.
Yes, sir.
Had it on my list, but see, y'all be taking up my time. Right. Thanks to the Newsmaker crew, Talib and Vi. We'll come back with the tea with Tonya B right after this. Appreciate y'all, man.
More. This is the G Podcast after the break.
Tea. It's tea time, y'all. Sippin' the tea with Tonya B.
Yes, children, it's time for tea. It's your girl, Tonya B, coming to you from somewhere in America, but this is the G Podcast. We do it each and every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out on the website, castropolis.net, or on the YouTube channel, or streaming platforms, wherever you get yours. All right, let's just get to it. Now, we got to get ready for reruns, retreads, and all of that stuff because the Hollywood actors and writers are now on strike, in addition to the Hollywood hotel workers. So if your favorite show probably won't come back in September. If you have a favorite movie, you probably won't be able to see it when you thought you would. Because here's the thing about this whole strike, Tommy B. Each and every actor that's really out there on the picket line, yes, you have the A-listers, but they are making A-list money. There are some of these actors who barely make the $26,000 a year needed to retain their union benefits. And just like songwriters, they should be compensated fairly. I think we can agree on that. TV studios, film studios, streaming companies are making tons of money off these creators and they're keeping it for themselves. I just say pay the people fairly. Don't insult them. They have a gift. All right. Inquiring minds want to know who broke into Beyonce's Mama Tina's house and stole almost $1 million in cash and jewelry. Now, these contents were in a safe inside the home. So can we say, inside job? And in case you didn't know, there was another attempted robbery 3 weeks ago. Inquiring minds also want to know what's up with her husband, actor Richard Lawson. They have not been seen together or photographed together in the last 6 months. She is not posting him on her social media, and she's out there getting her Renaissance on with her daughter Beyonce. So, all right, Mama Tina. Now, let's talk about, I haven't talked about this in a long time. This is my opinion. This is not the opinion of the Castropolis Podcast Network, but what is up with these so-called Jamie Foxx sightings? Is it Jamie or is it the body double that they used in the movie that he completed in Atlanta with Cameron Diaz? He is seen rolling down the river in Chicago, but Jamie, inquiring minds want to know, we want to know, when are you going to speak? They can prop him up all day long like the movie Weekend at Bernie's, but there's a lot of money in jeopardy. And I don't see him playing pickleball. Maybe they got an old picture from like last year. But here's the thing. He's got a lot going and a lot on the line. He's got a brown sugar bourbon that's launching. The Netflix movie. Remember that, Tommy B? I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. They cloned Tyrone. Everybody else in that cast is doing promotional interviews except Jamie. That's all I got to say. Now, the thing that will kind of save him is that, as his team says, he's going to turn to work when the time is right. Well, now that there's the strike with the writers and the actors, he couldn't work anyway. So he may have dodged a bullet. But all I got to say, in the midst of this strike, please, 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 no more reality TV shows. We have way too many now and ain't nobody watching. People are watching the Latin hottie Shakira. She has bounced back from her broken heart and her cheating ex, and now she got a new boo thing in NBA baller Jimmy Butler. Kevin Hart, the comedian, Straight out of Philly, he's rebooting the BET series Comic View. Mike Epps is the host, and one of the first performers on the show is going to be rapper T.I. That's right. What will happen when he gets heckled or booed by the audience? This should be interesting. Interesting? Actor, I told you about how Beyonce's mother's house got robbed. The English actor Damson Idris is in Europe filming a movie. Now, his house was robbed. They took a safe, but they only had $500 in it. Not like the millions in Mama Tina's safe. And speaking of Damson Idris, Lori Harvey, the body count is increasing. They have allegedly broken up, and she is now dating the rapper Quavo from the Migos. Now, people are wondering, what's up with her now? Is she just clout chasing now? She's hanging out with the Kardashians. She launched this skincare line nobody knew about, so nobody's buying it. She is her mother's child. Let's talk about country singer Jimmy Allen. His career went from 0 to 1,000 in a very short amount of time, and now he is suing the woman who said he sexually assaulted her while she filmed the encounter. That's a lot to be able to do. Who's going to get sexually assaulted and be able to film it? A girl, bye. Anyway, word from the curb is he's still got some other lawsuits coming from some other, can we call them sexual entanglements? Jimmy. Well, did you know that 30 years ago this week, Toni Braxton dropped her first album and it made music history? It also made Ellie and Babyface very wealthy. But Toni, you got to give her 5 on it. She has bounced back from the brink of adversity many, many times, and we congratulate her because she is a member of the 2024 class of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know if I told you about this last week. Aretha Franklin with all these wills. Well, a judge has finally ruled on the Aretha Franklin couch cushion will as being the valid will. It's been settled. Now, she's got 4 sons who are looking to divide up homes, cash, her songwriting royalties, but she's got 1 son, Ted White Jr. Now, Ted White was the husband that she had that was allegedly a former pimp and was beating the beef stew out of her. Now, he wanted the China Closet will to be valid because it put him in charge of everything, and that was the will that made his 3 brothers have to go to college or business school to get any money. Now, all these men, her sons, are all north of 55 plus and probably have an AARP card and probably collecting Social Security. But no matter what, Aretha made sure that her special needs son, her oldest son, would be taken care of for the rest of his life. So here's this couch cushion will. This favors her youngest son, Kelf. And now that he and his kids, his grandkids are done dancing in the street, her son, Ted White Jr., gets nothing in this will, and he's left out of everything. And he tried to cut his brothers out, so it might just be karma, but I hope they will go call Priscilla Presley, or somebody else like that, so that they can take Aretha's estate and have it generate income for years and years and years. Let's talk about Baby Chronicles. Okay, Nick Cannon still has a soft spot for his ex-wife, Mariah Carey, and that he would jump at the chance to make their romance work again, but Mariah said, I want no part of his messy personal life. Nick Cannon has, 12 kids by 6 different women. That includes Mariah Carey. I don't think that's ever going to happen. And from the great beyond the actor John Singleton, he left a family, but he left a bunch of baby mamas and kids that could make a miniseries. Now, his last girlfriend is now suing his mother for $15 million, claiming that she and her 2 children were excluded from any future earnings from like the show Snowfall and some other things that he created. Now, what's the same girl? Is she the one that dropped him off at the hospital and kept on going? Anyway, his mother, that's right, John Singleton's mother is now being sued for fraud as well. And John Singleton got 7 kids by a bunch of different women, and he must be friends with Nick Cannon. We are not going to give Future any air with him putting out a diss song about Russell Wilson saying F Russell, no Future, F you. And after over 50 years at the helm, the Reverend Jesse Jackson is retiring from the leadership of the Rainbow Push Coalition, which he started. Got to give 5 on it to Claudine Gay. Yes, Lord, she is the first Black female president of Harvard University. And actor Hill Harper, also a Harvard graduate, former roommate of Barack Obama, is running for the U.S. Senate from Michigan. Well-spoken, no drama. I think he can do it. Congratulations to tennis player Naomi Osaka, who is a proud mother of a healthy baby girl. And that's all I got. Ain't got no more. It's your girl, Tonya B. This is how we sip the GT each and every Sunday right here on This Is the G podcast. So now, Tommy B, since they got the writer's strike and the actor's strike going on, what what you watching? Have a great week, everybody. It's your girl, Tonya B.
What you watching this week, Tommy B?
Tonya B, it's slim pickings, but I'm going to do my best. I promise, okay? It looks like business as usual, though, over in Lena land. That's Lena Waite, as the countdown continues to season 6 of The Chi on Showtime Paramount. And as of this taping, we're 19 days out. Haven't heard anything different, but The Chi is going to do 16 episodes. So it looks like 8 episodes, 8 episodes, part 2. Again, splitting it into part 2. All these were recorded, done before the strike. So hopefully that still holds out. Okay. So Chi fans, you got 16 episodes. So we'll go from there. As for other shows, P-Valley looks to be on hold for season 3. Abbott Elementary was renewed for season 3, but it looks to be on hold. If you're blurred like me, Foundation is back on Apple TV Plus. Shout out to those who watch Foundation with me. Episode 1 is already aired, so it is out on Apple TV Plus. Check the podcast notes. What I'm going to do for episode 184 is actually post links to some articles that will allow you to go in and check some of your favorite shows and movies. Don't expect to see your favorite actors and actresses out there pimping these movies because they're not supposed to under the strike. They will be probably appearing on TV talking about the strike, and some will be doing podcasts because I think that's available to them. But in the meantime, just hold tight and we'll see how this thing goes. It's very different. 60 years since something like this has happened. Very different. Very different. Okay. I asked for feedback on the podcast and you delivered. Here's a message from one of our listeners.
Hey, G Podcast team. My name is Ajua, all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. I listen to your podcast every Monday morning. I look forward to every new episode that comes out. You guys are doing great work, great quality podcast, great conversations, great radio chemistry. You guys are doing so well. Keep up the good work. And yes, just a hi from one of your listeners here in Johannesburg on the motherland.
Thank you so much, Johannesburg, South Africa, for the shout out. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We worldwide, mama. Thank you so much. As always, big thanks to Mike, Tonya B, Vi, Talib, Shabazz, for their excellent insight. Thank you to the people who help us behind the scenes. Thank you for the crew, to the crew, Millennial Nick, Lady J, Regia Shabazz, all those who help us make it happen week to week. Remember, every Sunday at 6 p.m., you can stream us first. Go to our YouTube channel for video and audio. All you got to do is search This Is the G Podcast. Subscribe to the channel. It ain't going to hurt you. Go ahead and do it. Links are in our social media bio or at castropolis.net. Make sure you share us with friends. Don't cost you nothing. It's free. And I got to do a big shout out to friends and family of the late William Poogie Hart of the Delphonics. It was a year ago that we lost him at the age of 77. And I had the honor of interviewing Mr. Hart a few years ago for the You Need to Know podcast. And the link to that interview is in this week's episode notes. So go ahead and check it out. Thank you again, Mr. William Poogie. Let me say that right. Poogie Hart. Thank you so much for your contributions to music. Thank you. With that, episode 184 is in the can. Have a great week, y'all. Peace, power to the people.
You've been listening to the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B. The G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.